Hello everybody. Welcome to Positive Reinforcement. Welcome to November. Welcome to Downhill. Everybody, we're at that time of the year when Thanksgiving is upon us and we can see the light at the end of the tunnel of semester number 1. And that light is starting to get pretty bright. Hence the sunglasses. It's hard to complain right now as a teacher, you know? October was hard, definitely. It's the longest month, no days off. It's just kind of boom, boom, boom. Everything's going. Everything's just starting to get a little bit routine. But then all of a sudden, it's November. I feel like I'm a little quiet again. This always happens. Bring it in. There we go. But we're here. We're at November. We've got, what do I got here? I got my countdown up on the board. 11 school days left until Thanksgiving break. Sanger Unified, here at Sanger High School, we get 1 week off for Thanksgiving break. I used to hate going to college, and at least Fresno State did this. We would still have to go to class Monday, Tuesday, and Wednesday, and we would only get Thursday and Friday off. It's cutting it a little close, but, is what it is. I don't really have an agenda. I've been super busy this week, and I ended up not really taking the time to write things down that would be good topics for the podcast. So, guys, this is Flying by the Seat of My Pants, episode 11. So there's an idiom for you. I don't want to pull out these cords here. Anyway, so yeah, I've got no agenda. We're just going to kind of improv this thing. I mean, I kind of do. My agenda is like 4 words, and it just reminds me of what to talk about. So, I mean, it's not going to be that much of a difference. I mean, we'll find out, okay? We're 2.5 minutes in, and I'm already feeling light on material. But you know what? I'm not, because as I'm talking, I'm reflecting on the week that I've had. And hey, how about I take my sunglasses off, huh? There we go. I'm reflecting on the week that I've had, and it's been an eventful week. I mean, this career is eventful. That's the bottom line. One thing that's on my mind right now is, especially after today, this is what I call essay week. And you might be able to crack the code of what this week entails by what I call it. You might be able to crack that code. Bottom line is it's a very busy week, and next week's going to be even busier because the actual writing of our very first essay starts on Friday and will continue throughout the entirety of next week. Thankfully, we got Monday off for Veterans Day, but it's still going to be a long week. Every class period this year is so good, and it's so funny how you learn about the personalities of each classroom. It's so weird to realize, like, I'm in the same room all day, every day, but it feels like I'm in different rooms throughout the day because the kids' personalities change. Like, I'll break it down. My first period, very laid back, yet they are hardworking at the same time. It's a very comforting start to the day. I really like my first period. My second period has the biggest personality, and they definitely take all of my energy away. And I'm not saying this as a bad thing. They're the ones who chip in the most during class discussions. They're the ones that are very vocal about their thoughts and their analyses about the texts, and I absolutely love it. They always keep me on my heels, making sure that I know what I'm talking about and I'm on the right page. They're very sharp, and all of them are just so unique. And second period is definitely the most show-off period, and I'm not meaning that in a negative way either. They wear their emotions on their sleeves, man. When we were reading Copacetic, my short story, audible gasps with the kids. I mean, showing their emotion about how they felt. And I mean, they're a great class. My third period, they're kind of my lazy bunch, but I like them at the same time. They're very talkative with me. They love to share stories about their lives with me. Granted, it's the wrong time to be talking about these stories that have nothing to do with what we're doing in class. But hey, you get to learn about them a little bit more. So my third period is kind of off topic a lot, but got a great relationship. They're very open. My fourth period, man, the majority of them anyway, it's like, what are we doing today, Mr. Norris? Okay, guys, we're going to write about this, and we're going to do this and this. You got it, Mr. Norris. We're on it. Mr. Norris is going to talk, everybody. Everyone listen up. And then I'll be like, hey, guys, just want to remind you really quick, make sure you cite all your quotes. You got it, Mr. Norris. Everybody, make sure you cite your quotes in MLA format. That's how Mr. Norris has instructed us. Make sure you include the author's last name, including the page number. Back to work, everybody. That's fourth period. Just following the rules, doing what I ask, and getting right to it. They're one of those classes where it'll be dead silent to a point where I'm starting to get annoyed. Like, hey, guys, start talking about something. Let's get a little more, let's make it a little more lively in here. That's how it was toward the beginning of the year. They've definitely opened up a lot more, but man, they are a responsible bunch. I'll just say that. Very, very responsible. Guys, don't ask Mr. Norris to use the bathroom if there's already someone outside. He's only got one bathroom pass. We have to worry about getting our work done, everybody. That's fourth period in a nutshell. Fifth period is my prep. And then sixth period, they are a huge question mark, man. Some days they're laughing at my jokes and they're lively and energetic and getting work done. And other days I'll say a joke and they'll just look at me like, Mr. Norris, shut up. All right, we're not having it today. Just be quiet and don't bother us. And other days they're like, oh, Mr. Norris, that was hilarious. Oh my gosh, you're the best teacher ever. So, I mean, it's back and forth the sixth period. And you know what? I like that. They keep me on my toes in a different way than second period does. But, man, so that's what I mean. Where you're in the same place all day, every day, but you're not at the same time. And it's so funny how that happens. Every period has its own personality. And, that's a cool thing. Definitely breaks up any monotony of the day, knowing which group you're going to get. But today is block day 246, so I don't have a prep, so I'm especially tired right now. Hence, coffee. Got my Italian cream with medium roast coffee. It's delicious. As soon as it starts getting cooler, man, I like to break out the coffee. I'm not someone that enjoys coffee. There's people, my wife is one of them, they love the taste of coffee. Love the smell. I love the smell, but I'm never one to crave coffee. Coffee is more of a tool, like if I'm feeling weak, what's going to work? Let's get some coffee going, So, I don't know. I got a coffee machine in my room. Got that 2 years ago. I don't know if I talked about this on the podcast yet or not, but I think I did. Last year, I would offer my classes a free cup of coffee to the first kid that came in to each period to request a cup of coffee. They would get a free one. And it got to a point where it was like Black Friday every day. Kids would rush to my room. Mr. Norris, can I get a coffee? Yeah, I did that impression on the last episode. I talked about it. But, and plus, I was spending a lot of money on coffee. So I don't do that anymore. But I'm always willing to give, always willing to give. You know what? Something that's really cool we're doing our essays this week, and I'm always super impressed when students take their own initiative to get stuff done because they know how important it is to their grade without any of my doing. For example, we do these things called brief writes. They're essentially practice essay questions. And I was hoping that once I introduced the essay prompts today, that they would figure out, like, wait a second, we've written about this stuff lots of times already. And thankfully, some students are picking up on that. It's just now it's in a full-on essay format. But some students notice that, and they're like, you know what, Mr. Norris, if we could use our brief writes on this, that'd make life a lot easier. And just knowing that they are conscious of what they've written in the past and how it might connect to their essay now, that's a huge accomplishment. To anybody who's listening right now who's not a teacher, they're probably thinking, oh my gosh, you're going to let them use something that they've already written? That's cheating. No. These kids realized that something that they worked on weeks and weeks ago is going to help them, and they want to use that. The fact that they were able to think about work that they've already done from weeks ago is a freaking miracle, ladies and gentlemen. For these kids to even have the capacity in their brain to say, we did this assignment a long time ago, and I remember what that assignment was about, and I'm pretty sure I can synthesize that information with what I'm doing right now. To see a student have that moment, that aha moment of, I can connect this thing from the past to now when it comes to an assignment, it's a beautiful thing, trust me. Hell yeah, bottom line, I'm going to let you use that, for sure. Granted, the brief write might have some mistakes that I don't want them to replicate when they write their essay, for sure. And I'll address those mistakes when I grade the essay and give their essay back. I always provide a second chance for students who are writing essays because I grade them so thoroughly and so hard. I always give them a second chance to rewrite and resubmit. So there's also that. I don't do rough drafts, man. No, it's all on the table right there. And if you're not happy with the grade that you get, here are the things you can do to make it better. Meet with me one-on-one if you want. We can talk about it, make your essay better. 95% of students don't take advantage, but you know what? The ones that do, it's really cool. And every year the essays become more and more important to their grade. So hopefully some kids will take advantage and meet with me one-on-one to enhance their essay, you know? Let's talk about the Chargers for a second. I know it's nothing to do with football, but it's my life of an English teacher, positive reinforcement. I got my little Phillip Rivers guy right here. Last week I predicted that the Chargers would lose to the Packers 35-10. Now, 100% of the world probably agreed with me when I said that. The Packers came in 7-1 with the Chargers at 3-5. But the Chargers came out, man, and they just whooped on the Packers. 26-11 was the final score. Really odd score, but man, if the Chargers play against everybody else the way they played against Green Bay, legit shot at the Super Bowl. Will that happen? Of course not, because Tom Brady still exists. And even though the Patriots lost to the Ravens, guess what? The Patriots are even scarier now because they lost. And Bill Belichick probably shit bricks after that football game. And I guarantee you, he punched every single player in the face after that game. And also, the players knew it was coming, and they lined up in the locker room after that loss, and they're just, Okay, coach is going to punch us in the face since we lost. Here we go. Don't lose next week, guys. Otherwise, he's going to punch us somewhere else. That's going to hurt a lot more. But they become even scarier when they lose because the Patriots are just not a losing team. So it doesn't matter what your team is or who you root for because the Patriots are going to take it all, guaranteed. Anyway, I love this time of year. I can't believe we're here in November. This semester has been flying by so fast. That means we're having a good time, you know? This is how we do it. It's all good in my hood. I like to imagine hip-hop artists specifically writing lyrics. Just dead serious, like, all right, guys, we're going to work on that song. This is how we do it. All right. Where were we at last time? It's all good? It's all good. I think we got to specify where it was all good. Should we? Okay. What hood? In my hood. It's all good. It's all good in my hood. Perfect. Done. Copy print. Let's make $1 million off of this now. That's my Friday song, by the way. Every time I come home, I walk through the door Friday after school. My wife's in there. She says hi. Give her a quick kiss because I'm a great husband. That's how you husband, man. You got to kiss your wife when you get home. Greet her. Tell her hi. But immediately after that, at the top of my lungs, I sing, "This is how we do it." Now, hopefully YouTube doesn't listen to that and take down my video, but they won't because I'm not monetized. Because why? My Lord of the Flies videos aren't educational enough. How about that? The number one reason why I made the Lord of the Flies videos is for teachers to use with their students. But it's not educational enough because in the video itself, I'm not popping in like this. Hey guys, did you catch the metaphor here? Let's talk about it. Let's break it down. How ridiculous is that? That's what I'm expected to do to make my videos more educational in order to be monetized to get paid. Obviously not going to do that because that compromises the quality of the Lord of the Flies story, which is 100% perfect. I'm not going to jump in with my goofy self and start breaking down just single interpretations of that book. What, are you crazy? YouTube is stupid. But it's all good in my hood. 18 minutes in, guys. No agenda. We're rolling, baby. We're here. You're right here with me, episode 11. You know how this goes. We're just gonna go with whatever's on the tip of our tongues. Last week's episode was super fun. Halloween was so fun, and we already know our PLC. We already know what we're gonna be this or next year. We were gonna be this thing this year, but after seeing the movie Us, I think it was my idea. Yeah, it was my idea. I was like, guys, we got to be us. Let's do this. And worked out. Mr. Williams decided to be Hopper from Stranger Things because he's a goddamn traitor, which makes me think even more now that he took the terror. Bastard. He looks great, though. Hilarious. He shaved all his beard except for the stash. He got the shirt. He was season 3 Hopper. Super funny. Black Friday. You guys celebrate that? I do. I love going out on Black Friday. I can't believe it's only a couple weeks away. Jeez. My favorite part about Black Friday is the fact that I am 6'3", and say we come up or I walk up to a bin of movies or something, and everybody is just like, corralled around the bin, and I'm able to just kind of look over everybody like, nothing good here, or oh, there's something, right? It's pretty funny. I don't think I've bought anything on Black Friday for a few years now. I honestly love just being there. Call me crazy, but just that right there, ladies and gentlemen, is when Christmas spirit starts flowing through my veins. You remember the little guys I said that work in my body? Like whenever I got mucus or, there's people inside of me that are working. Like right now, they're starting to get a bunch of energy because of the coffee. But anyway, during Black Friday, all those guys that work inside of me, they're putting on elf hats and Santa hats, and they're getting in the spirit too. There's a little Christmas tree they put inside of my chest, and it's a holly jolly thing. Talking about Christmas too much though. We established the rules last week. Let's stick with the rules here. But anyway, yeah, Black Friday, just going out, I love it. It's such a fun time. I love just people watching and seeing crowds get angry or whatever. Like it's so many people are on a mission. It's so funny to watch. People that schedule, stuff like that's supposed to be fun and lighthearted. Like, you're living life incorrectly, people. You can't schedule stuff like that. It's like people that go to Disneyland. They're like, all right, here we go. Jimmy, come here. Jimmy, let's go. Listen, it's 8 a.m., okay? We've got to do the following. We got to go to Star Wars Land, and we got to get our Fast Pass tickets for the Millennium Falcon, okay? You know that thing just opened, Jimmy. Where are you? Where's your head? Let's go, all right? We got to go over there first, okay? We got to get our Fast Pass tickets. They're probably going to be for 10:30 at night, Anyway, so after we get our Fast Pass tickets, we are going straight to Indiana Jones. We got to get on Indiana Jones. And then at noon, we're going to come down to downtown Disney, and we're going to have some food. Tortilla Joe's. Tortilla Joe's. I have so many bad memories of Tortilla Joe's. Well, just one bad memory. I went during grad night a couple years ago. I have never eaten at the Blue Bayou. I've always looked at it while on Pirates of the Caribbean, just like longing, just goodbye, my love. I want to eat there so bad. It looked so magical. And then finally, during this grad night, we went. Mr. Bacon's main squeeze booked us reservations at Blue Bayou, and I was like, oh my gosh, my dream's finally going to come true. My eyes are too big though. My eyes are bigger than my stomach. And I told my wife, she went with me, I was like, we can do Tortilla Joe's. Let's get a couple of enchiladas, and then, we'll be good to go for Blue Bayou in a couple hours after that. Nope. You forget how much food that you're given at Tortilla Joe's, and ate all of it. And it was only like an hour later, and we showed up at Blue Bayou, and I ordered the jambalaya, and it was so good, but I could only eat like 2 bites of it because Tortilla Joe's still had me all filled up. And I wasted the experience of Blue Bayou. But went a second time, didn't eat anything at all, just to make sure I could fully enjoy it, and it was delicious, magical. But yeah, anyway, people that schedule stuff that's supposed to be fun, stop it. I mean, just like on Black Friday, I can go to Disneyland, not go on any rides, and have the time of my life. Because I am not dead inside, and magic is something that I preserve to keep it special. I'm not going to Disneyland every freaking month where everything is spoiled for me and everything gets old and everything gets boring because I'm there all the freaking time. That's not me. So you got to preserve the magic, man. Don't let the magic spill out of the bag. Don't schedule stuff. Don't go all the time. Preserve the magic. My wife and I are going to Disneyland during Christmas time this year. We were going to celebrate our 10-year anniversary last year, but holidays were just stressful and all kinds of stuff. Last year was just a debacle, but this year is much better, and I've never seen Disneyland during Christmas time, so you know what? I might die from magic overdose. So there only might be like 5 or 6 episodes left. It's been a good run though, guys. See you in the afterlife. But seriously, I can't wait for. I mean, Disneyland is magic, accompanied with all the Christmas stuff. I'm gonna pass out, man. I can't wait. So it's essay week this week. We've got 4 weeks left once this week is over. And in those 4 weeks, we have to finish essay number 1, read an entire play, Medea, working on the audiobook right now. All of the sophomore English teachers are involved with making the audiobook. We all play a different role, but it's so good. Coming to Jedman Fish very soon. So we got to read that whole thing, and then we have another essay pertaining to Medea. And after that, we have another test to take. So it is going to be jam-packed. But you know what? We're going to be fine. The contenders will contend, and the pretenders will vanish. Good coffee. So, the terror. Who took the terror? I don't think we're ever going to find it, guys. Like, someone in the Men of 300 bathroom put like a stack of stupid like romance novels, and then there's like a statue of a guy on a horse. We're trying. You know, we really want to try to make our nightstand look good. And it's whatever, but it's nothing without the terror. But got to stay optimistic. One day, someone will bring it back, I hope. And I don't want anybody to just buy a copy of the terror and put it there. No, it's got to be the same one that Mr. Bacon found in the trash. Time change is confusing, huh? It's already starting to get dark outside, and it's only 4 o'clock. So, that's funny. It's not funny. It's just, it's nothing, really. Okay. This is what I was thinking about the other day. What am I going to do during weeks where I'm not at work? I don't really have an answer to that question yet. Like Thanksgiving break. Am I just not going to have an episode? What am I going to do? During summer break, that's an entire 2 months of no episodes if I decide to do nothing. I mean, I literally, let's see. I do all of my copies and like first week of the semester stuff right before summer break ends. I make all of that stuff, so I'm ready to go for the first like week and a half. So there's nothing for me to really address during summer break about preparation. I mean, I often come in here to, change my bulletin boards or something, maybe once or twice during summer break. I don't know what I'm going to talk about on this podcast during summer break. Maybe I'll just continue the podcast and continue to talk about what I'm doing. Maybe I'll do the podcast in my office at home. I'm sure as hell not coming over here during summer break to do the podcast. So if that's what you're hoping for, not going to happen. But I'd like to continue doing it over summer break. Just it would be at home, I guess. We'll see. We'll see how I feel, because I've got enough people interested to definitely want to keep going. I feel like I'd be letting some people down if I didn't keep going during the summer, you know? What if this is how I did the entire podcast? Would you still listen? Would you? I'm making the Medea audiobook right now, and I have to find like sound effects of people getting stabbed and stuff. Spoiler alert, kind of. It's Greek mythology. People are dying all the time. But every clip that I find for like legit high quality stabbing sounds, there's this really creepy voiceover guy that has to introduce what the stabbing sound is. It's like a giant sword penetrating human flesh. And then it shows the sound, and then it's like breaking bones and chattering teeth. Like, stop it. Just give me the sound effect and move on. Anyway, I'm at 31 minutes now. I think I'm done. Thank you for tuning in to episode 11 of Positive Reinforcement. Next week, I'll be even more tired because we'll be getting close to wrapping up our first essay. And the week after that, I'm probably going to be even more tired because there is no late start. There is no breakup to the day. I mean, that week we have a department meeting on a Tuesday, so that'll break up the week nicely. Anyway, talking out loud, thinking out loud, so none of this really matters. I'm done. Have a great week, rest of the week. Have a great November. I will see you next week for episode 12 of Positive Reinforcement. Thank you for the support. Thank you for subscribing to the channel. I'm almost at 2,000 subscribers. This time last year, I was just at 700. So let's keep this channel growing. Let's keep this family growing. Keep sharing the podcast. Use hashtag PRPod. I love you all. Good night. Thank you for tuning in.